Namaste everybody and welcome to the beach. Today we have a very special guest. It's going to be James Romansky, or Coach Romansky in some regards. James is an avid baseball coach. He's been coaching for over 5 years now, but he is also a lifelong baseball player. He's been playing baseball since he was a kid. His main position that he played in particularly very well was catcher's position. So in this flow, we're going to specialize in providing a flow for baseball catchers. Obviously, this can be for any body because it's still yoga, it's still movement, and it's particularly aims at affecting the hip and hip immobility. Catchers are in a very specialized position. They go from kind of a seated position, squatting on their toes all the time, to having to jump up and have severe power to throw out to the field. And so this flow is going to be designed to help strengthen and move the hips in a fashion that would help them and their core to help them increase their power. So if you're looking for that, not just because you're a baseball player, but because you're also looking for hip and mobility and power, this might be the flow for you. So we're going to have our one and only James Romansky in the flow today while I narrate, and we're really excited to have him here on the mat. So everybody join on the mat. We're going to be starting and we'll catch our breath first and then move into our normal flow.
You're cute. Okay, you ready? All right, guys, so first we're gonna start into hero's pose, where you're sitting heels on your butt. If that's a little uncomfortable, you can always put a block under your butt. But if you're able to get into this pose, it's really good to open up your hips and your knees. In true Namaste Beaches fashion, we're gonna start with catching our breath, finding our breath. So from here, you're going to inhale, whether it's through your nose or through your mouth, expanding the chest and the stomach. And on each exhale, contracting it all out. Big breath in and out. Big breath in and out. Let's take 2 more in this fashion. It's the breath that you're going to keep as best you can throughout the whole flow. Beautiful. We're going to come to extended child's pose. So you're going to dive forward. Your knees will be as wide of the mat as you can, and your chest is going to get as close to the mat as you can with your hands out. You're going to take a big breath in, expand the stomach while it's in this contracted nature, and a big breath out. If you rock side to side with your chest and your shoulders, then you can open up those chests and the hip a little bit more. Beautiful. So big breath in and out as you're here. This is a great shoulder opener for baseball pitchers and weightlifters. And it's a great hip opener for people with tight hips or for baseball catchers. Beautiful. We're going to come forward onto our hands and our knees for tabletop position. Beautiful. And we're going to take a big breath in and out. And then we're going to curl our toes and send our butt back for down dog. We're going to take a big breath in and out. You can either keep your legs straight or you can pedal your feet by dropping one heel and then the other. Stretching out the hamstrings and the calves as we go. Then we're going to shift our body weight forward into plank pose. Hold plank. Lower down through push-up or chaturanga. And then push up for up dog with our chest coming forward towards the mat. And then send our butt back for down dog once again. You're going to bend your knees and sink back into child's pose. Beautiful. Breathing the whole time. Take a big breath in and out. We're just working on opening our hips. Rock your shoulders, rock your hips, whatever feels best for this motion. On our next inhale, come back into tabletop position on hands and knees. Big breath in and out. Curl your back toes and send your butt back for down dog. Beautiful. Big breath in and out. Pedal as you go if you want. You can walk your dog. Wherever you feel tightness, this is where you're stretching through it. Wonderful. Yes, rock side to side on your heels if that feels good. And then when you're ready, sink your body weight forward into plank pose. We're going to hold plank for another breath. And then lower down through push-up or chaturanga. Bring your chest forward for up dog. And send your butt back for down dog. Bend the knees and sink back down into child's pose. Wonderful. In child's pose, take one big breath in, big breath out, and then walk your hands off to the right. and stretch through that side body. Imagine breathing all of your oxygen into those ribs to expand that side body even more, to open up your latissimus dorsi. Take a big breath in and out, and then walk it off to the other side. Take a big breath in. Again, imagine expanding that side body, open up the latissimus dorsi, important for throwing arms in baseball players. Take a big breath in and out. Come back to center. Come up into tabletop position, and then send your butt back for down dog. Take one big breath in and out. You're going to look at your hands, and you're going to walk, hop, or step your feet to the top of the mat for a forward fold. Your hands can be on the mat, on your shins, or on your knees, whatever, and as much bend in your knees as you need, as much flexibility as you have. Take a big breath in and out in this posture. And then on your next inhale, rise all the way up, arms come up by your ears for a tall mountain pose. Big breath in and out. You can go side to side. You can twist off to whichever direction, wherever you feel your spine needs a little bit of a warm up in this position. Take a big breath in and out. And then on your next inhale, rise up tall, exhale, forward fold. You're going to plant your hands, you're going to step your left foot back, drop your knee, and rise up into a runner's lunge. Wonderful. Take a big breath in. You can rock back and forth in this position if you want to open up your left hip capsule. Big breath in and out. Extend your right front knee and place your hands on the mat if you're able to for a splits pose or monkey pose. Take a big breath in and out. Bend your knees and walk your hands to your foot for a runner's lunge. You're going to leave your left hand on the mat. Your right hand is going to come to the top of your thigh. And you're going to rock the knee side to side and your hips front to back to open up your hip capsule. You can come onto the knife's edge of your right foot and rock that hip, and it opens up the hip capsule. Take a big breath in and use as you go. This is great for catchers. This is also great if you're trying to be first base where you're opening up your hips a lot. Beautiful. You're going to come back into a regular runner's lunge with both of your hands on your thigh. Take a big breath in and out. On your next inhale, hands come together and rise them up by your ears for a low crescent lunge. Sink into that thigh, that right thigh as much as you can, to open up that left hip. Take a big breath in and out. For more of a hip capsule opener, you can squeeze your left butt cheek. Big breath in and out. And then hands to the mat, come into plank pose. Lower down through chaturanga, up dog, and down dog. Take a big breath in and out. Then take ground through your right foot and step your left foot between your hands. Rise up into runner's lunge by placing both your hands on top of your thigh. Big breath in, you're kind of rocking front to back, side to side in this one again. And then when you're ready, extend your left front knee and hands come to the mat for a modified splits pose or monkey pose. Big breath in and out. This works on hamstring flexibility. The more you sit in your butt, the more you stretch your calves. The more you stay upright, the more you stretch your hamstrings. Whatever's more comfortable for you. Bend your left knee and walk your hands back forward for a modified runner's lunge. Right hand stays on the mat. Left is going to come to the top of your knee. And you can shake that hip side to side and rock it back and forth, coming onto the knife's edge of your left foot for a hip capsule opener. Breathing the whole time as you do this motion. Big breath in and out. Big breath in and out. Now come up and place both hands on top of your thigh. Take a big breath in and then rise both of your hands together to come by your ears for a crescent lunge. Sink into this lunge as much as you can. Take a big breath in and out. Tighten that right butt cheek for more of an anterior hip opener. Taking a big breath in and out. Big breath in and out. Beautiful. Place your hands on the mat, step back into plank pose. Hold plank pose. Lower down through chaturanga. High to low we flow, up dog, and then down to down dog. In down dog, pedal it out, take 3 big breaths, stretching. Hopefully things feel a little looser on this side. Take a big breath in and out. And then when you're ready, look at your hands, hop, step, or float to the top of the mat for a forward fold. In a forward fold, your knees are as bent or as straight as you would like them to do. You can monkey pose it by putting your fingers under your toes and having a good hamstring stretch here. Opens up the shoulders as well. And then take a big breath in and rise all the way up. Arms come up by your ears for a tall mountain. Big breath in and out as we go, breathing the whole time. Big breath in and out. You can go side to side with your spine, front and back if you would like. Open up the front body as well. And then when you're ready, take a big breath in, rise up. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, step straight back for plank pose. Hold plank. Do shoulder taps where you bring one hand to the opposite shoulder and bring it back down. Next hand to opposite shoulder. Beautiful. Tap, 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 and tap. Hold in plank pose. Lower down through chaturanga. Up dog and down dog. In down dog, take a big breath in and out. You're going to ground through your left foot. You're going to pick your right foot up for a 3-legged dog. Send it straight back. Hold for a breath. And then squeeze that knee to your elbow, whichever one. Send it back for 3-legged dog. Squeeze it to the opposite elbow that you just did. Send it back. And then squeeze knee to nose. Try to get as much arch in your spine as you can. Send it back. And then step between your hands. Rise up, crescent lunge. This is where your back heel is popped. And you rise up, your right front knee is as bent as what's comfortable, and your arms come up by your ears. Take a big breath in and out. Big breath in and out. Then you're going to come into Warrior One, where your left back arch comes to the mat. This is a great hip opener. Both arms can stay forward up by your ears for a Warrior One. Beautiful. This opens up that left hip capsule. And try to keep your right foot pointed forward and your knee following that line of energy. Take a big breath in and out. Your right thigh should be burning, your left is opening up. And then hands to the mat, plank pose, chaturanga, up dog, and down dog. Big breath in and out with down dog. Feel the burn, feel the stretch. You're going to ground through your right foot, send your left foot straight back for 3-legged dog. Crunch knee to elbow, send it back. Crunch knee to opposite elbow, send it back. Crunch knee to nose, as much arch in the spine as you can get. And then send it back for 3-legged dog. Step between your hands. We're going to rise up first into crescent on the left. Your back heel is popped, arms are up by your ears. Take a big breath in and out. Big breath in and out. Then you're going to bring that right arch to the mat, arms still pointed up by your ears for a Warrior One on the left. Toe is facing forward on the left, beautiful, good alignment, and your knee is following that line of energy with your big toe. Take a big breath in and out. Thighs are burning, hips are opening. Take a big breath in and out, hands to the mat, plank pose, hold plank. And 3 shoulder taps on each side. Feeling the arms burn, core's on fire. Once you've hit your 3 shoulder taps on each side, high to low we flow, chaturanga as we go. Meet up in up dog, send the butt back for down dog. Take a big breath in and out. Beautiful. Take one more big breath in and out, trying to keep that level breath the whole time. And then when you're ready, you're going to ground through the left foot, send the right foot straight back, and then step it between your hands. Rise up into high crescent. Back heel is still popped. Beautiful. Take a big breath in and out here. Feeling that right thigh burning. And then turn that back arch and open up the shoulders for warrior two. Great, so the right toe is still facing the front of your mat. Your back arch is perpendicular to your toe, and your shoulder blades are squeezing. Your left hip is opening up. Your right hip is moving to the front of the mat. Take a big breath in and out. Big breath in and out. You're going to extend your right front knee. Extend it, straighten it out. And then you're going to turn your toes so they're both facing the side of your mat. And then you're going to sink into your right foot for a side lunge. Bend into that right knee. Your right arm is going to come to the mat. Your left arm is going to go towards the sky. Your right arm is putting pressure on the inside of that right hip for a nice hip opener. Take a big breath in and out. This is great for catcher's hips to open it up to get in some of those impossible postures you have to while catching. Take a big breath in and out. Then Spider-Man it by walking your hands to the left, bending that left knee and straightening the right. Left hand comes down, right arm goes up. And again, you can put pressure on your left hip with your left arm for another hip opener. Take a big breath in. We're aiming for hip opening, thoracic mobility. Big breath in and out. And then walk your hands to the top of the mat and come back into warrior two. Right foot goes forward, left arch is turned, arms perpendicular and shoulder blades squeezing. Sink into the right knee. Beautiful. Take a big breath in and out. And then hands to the mat, meet in plank pose. Hold plank pose for 2 breaths here. Big breath in and out. And then on your last exhale, lower down through chaturanga, high to low we flow. Meet at down dog at your own pace. Big breath in and out. Ground through the right foot, send that left foot straight back for 3-legged dog. And then step it between your hands. Rise up, first high crescent on the left, back heel is still popped. Arms up by your ears. Take a big breath in and out. And then turn that back arch and open up the arms for warrior two. Left knee is bent, right leg is straight. Beautiful. Shoulder blades are squeezing. And we're trying to really work on the strength of our left thigh and the opening of our right hip. Take a big breath in and out. Big breath in and out. Beautiful. Then you're going to take your right foot and step it up first to meet the left at the top of the mat. And then you're going to take your feet as wide as the mat with them turned out just a little bit and sink into Yogi Squat. So you're going to bend your knees. Your feet can be as duck turned out as you would like them to be. If this is a hard pose to get into, you can put a block underneath your butt. But this is a great pose for catchers and weightlifters to sit in to keep that motion in the hips open. Catchers tend to have a lot more motion in their ankles turning out like this. Take a big breath in and out. In and out. And then on the next inhale, rise all the way up, tall mountain. Feet come together at the top of your mat or wherever part of the mat you're at. Take a big breath in and out. Big breath in and out. Beautiful. When you're ready, wherever you're at your mat, you're going to forward fold over your hands. If you want to come to the top of your mat, so you can get step back into a plank pose. In plank pose, we're going to hold for 2 breaths. Big breath in and out. And then you're going to put your right hand in the middle of the mat and you're going to turn for a side plank on the right. Left arm comes up. Big breath in and out. Big breath in and out. And then rotate, bring your right hand back to the mat and switch to or left hand back to the mat, sorry, and switch to a side plank on the other side. Take a big breath in and out. Big breath in and out. And then bring it back to a regular plank. Hold for a breath, lower down through chaturanga, up dog, and down dog. Beautiful. And down dog, take 3 big breaths in and out. Your shoulders should be burning. Your calves should be stretching. And we're trying to get as much motion and as much muscular burn as we can. Take a big breath in and out. And we'll hit 3 breaths. Beautiful. Now we're going to take that left foot, ground it down, and then pick that right foot up and step it between our hands. We're going to rise up first into high crescent. Sorry, back knee stays up. Back heel popped. Take a big breath in and out. And then you're going to open it up for warrior 2. Make sure your right toe is pointed towards the top of the mat. Beautiful. Take a big breath in and out. Then using a little bit of our balance in our core muscles, we're going to come forward into warrior 3. The more hip mobility, the straighter you can get, but we're balancing on that right foot. Shoulders are up. Beautiful. Take a big breath in and out. And then slowly, as slow as you can, lower back into warrior 2. Beautiful. Big breath in and out in warrior 2. And then hands to the mat, high to low we flow. Meet it. Plank pose, chaturanga, up dog, and down dog. Big breath in and out. And then on our next inhale, ground to the right foot, step that left foot between our hands. Rise up first into high crescent. Take a big breath in and out. And then when you're ready, open it up into warrior 2. Keep those left toes pointed forward. Right heel is onto the mat. Big breath in and out. And then once again, using some of our power, we're going to transition from warrior 2 into warrior 3. Our arms are going to come up by our ears and push off that back foot. Left foot tends to be the hardest to balance on. Take a big breath in and out. And then as slow as you can, lower back down into warrior 2. The slower, the better. Beautiful. Back into warrior 2. Hold for a breath. Big breath in and out. And then hands to the mat, plank pose. High to low we flow. Chaturanga as you go. Meet in down dog at your own pace. Big breath in and out. Breathing as you go. You're going to look at your hands. You're going to hop, step, or float to the top of the mat for a forward fold. Beautiful. Take a big breath in and out. We're going to hit the last bit of core before we start our cool down. So when you're ready, we're going to sit onto our butt. And we're going to come in to boat pose. Your feet will be raised. Your chest will be as high as you can get it. Your hands can come behind your knees if you need, or you can keep them by your side. Take a big breath in and out, and then lower down, and then come back up. Holding one more time, lower down, and then come back up, and then you can place your hands and feet on the mat for a rest posture. Resting as we go. We're going to do one more of these. Come into boat. When you're ready, you're going to lower down for an open boat, and then squeeze back up, and then lower down, and squeeze back up, and then lower everything down, come all the way onto your back. Take a big breath in and out, and then you're going to hug your knees into your chest, taking a big breath in and out as you go. Drop your knees off to the right and make a T with your arms, or at least one arm. Take a big breath in and out. You're trying to open up these hips as you go. Breathing life into those tight hips and the low back. Take a big breath in and out. Beautiful. Big breath in and out. Hug your knees back to center and then drop them off to the left. Take a big breath in and out. Big breath in and out. Hug them back to center. And then come into a seated position with your legs crossed. We're going to do our last bit of hip openers. We're sitting up tall. On our next exhale, we're going to come to with our hands or our forearms onto the mat, whatever hip opening that you have. And in this motion, you're trying to keep your sit bones or your butt cheeks on the mat, and you're trying to breathe, imagine breathing air into the back of your hips to open up those muscles and open up those hip capsules. Take a big breath in and out. Big breath in and out. Walk your hands off to the left, trying to keep both butt cheeks once again onto the ground. Big breath in, you're only going as far over as what's comfortable for your hips, and you're coming down either onto your hands or your forearms, whatever your hips allow. Take a big breath in and out, and then walk it over to the right, and take a big breath in and out, big breath in and out. Beautiful. Come back to center, rise up tall once again. You're going to do your last hip opener, which you're going to take your right knee into the crook of your right elbow. Left hand's going to grab your foot, and you're going to rock your hips back and forth. If you find a spot that feels sticky or more tight than the other side, you're going to sink into that and do mini hip rocks and try and open up that the whole hip capsule. If you don't have a tight spot, then you're just going to rock it the full range of motion. Breathing the whole time through it. We're going to take 3 big breaths here. In and out. In and out. And on your last breath, lower that leg back to the mat. And then switch sides. Left knee comes into the crook of our left elbow. Right hand grabs the foot. And again, we're going to rock it back and forth. If you find an area that's stickier than the other, you're going to hold it in there and just do micro movements, little tiny back and forth motions in that area of tightness. Big breath in and out. Big breath in and out. And once you've hit that third breath, you're going to lower it all back to the mat. You're going to put your feet together for our butterfly pose. And all you're going to do is take 3 big breaths in and out here, trying to, using gravity and a little bit of your muscles, pull those knees as close to the mat as you can. And you can help by doing that by when you're grabbing your feet, you're pulling a little bit on your feet, forcing those knees down a little bit more each time. This is active hip opening. Muscles are working and hip joints are opening. We're going to take our final big breaths here before we get into our final resting posture of Shavasana. Big breath in and out. Big breath in and out. Beautiful. Once you've hit that last breath, you can take a posture of all the way laying on your back, on your mat, whichever way you choose to be. Your hands are either on your stomach or on the sides. Your legs are out in front of you. Now in Namaste Beaches fashion, all we're doing here is getting our breath back to neutral. So you're going to breathe in, imagining your entire rib cage and stomach expanding with each breath in. And each exhale, you're contracting your abs and pushing the air out. Big breath in and out, bringing it back to neutral the best you can. Take 5 breaths here. Once you've hit your 5 breaths, you can either sit up or you can take an extended Shavasana or corpse pose, whatever fits your routine.
All right, guys. Well, hopefully you like that flow and featuring our very own Coach Romansky. We're very happy that he was able to come here today. He will be back for various flows, particularly centered around baseball, since he is our baseball guy. So thank him, and hopefully you catch him again on some of our other flows, and we will see you back here on the mat for some more baseball-related yoga. And remember, Namaste, beaches.